So let's get right into it. We've got a popular artist who is the main suspect after a young woman's body was found in his car. But here's the thing. Weeks have gone by, the evidence is piling up, and the investigation seems to be completely stalled. We're going to break down all of it. The evidence, the key players, and some really shocking connections that might just explain why. And this is the big question, right? It's looming over this entire case. A body has been found, there's a clear main suspect, and yet David is still a free man. So let's walk through what we know piece by piece to try and figure out what makes this investigation so incredibly complicated. All right, the investigation took a really dark turn when detectives searched the suspect's rental home in the Hollywood Hills. And what they found inside, it wasn't just suspicious, it was genuinely horrifying. That quote is from a private investigator who was hired by the property's owner. I mean, just think about that description for a second. It really hints at how bizarre and out of place the evidence was. And, he wasn't talking about a weird couch or something. He was talking about something far more sinister. It turns out, investigators found an industrial-grade incinerator, a burn cage. And here's the kicker. They also reportedly found the packaging for it, which showed it had been delivered right to David's home, but under a fake name. Let's just pause on that number for a second. 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the maximum temperature this specific model of burn cage can hit. We're talking about an absolutely extreme level of heat, capable of disintegrating even bone. And just to put that into perspective, take a look at this comparison. A standard human cremation happens at around 1,400 degrees. The device they found at the suspect's place is 200 degrees hotter. The fact that this thing was even there just raises so many awful questions about intent. And honestly, the burn cage isn't the only disturbing piece of this puzzle. The victim, Celeste, was found in David's Tesla. Police think the crime might have even happened hours away, in Santa Barbara. A security hold is blocking the medical examiner's report from being released. And maybe the most chilling part of all? Celeste weighed about 120 pounds, but only 70 pounds of her remains were actually recovered. So, okay, the physical evidence it's pretty damning. But this investigation isn't just about one person. To really get the full picture, we have to look at the circle of people around him. His managers, his team, and even his family. So first up, you've got Robert Morgan Roth. He's the general manager of David's record label and the president of his touring company. People describe him as the mastermind behind David's career, someone who would have known pretty much his every move. Now, this is a direct quote from Roth in court. When someone asked him why he didn't report what he knew to the police, his response was all about business, about keeping the tour going. It really points to a mindset where, money and career came way before a potential crime. Next, there's Josh Marshall. He's David's tour manager, another really key figure in that inner circle. And evidence suggests that he was totally aware of the victim's connection to David. And this part is crucial. There's photographic evidence from a concert at the Fonda Theater, and it shows Josh Marshall sitting right there in the front row with David's mother, his sister, and his brother. And in that very same room, up in the balcony, was Celeste. It strongly suggests that everyone in that inner circle knew exactly who she was. And just when you think this case couldn't possibly get any more complicated, a total bombshell connection was uncovered. It's a link that involves David's own father and one of the most infamous names in recent memory. So David's father is a lawyer. Simple enough, right? But it's his specific area of expertise that is so relevant to this case. His specialty is electronic discovery. I mean, think about that. He's an expert in analyzing metadata, digital files, basically the exact kind of evidence that the police are combing through right now from David's seized devices. And this is the connection. The law firm where David's father works represents the co-executors of the Jeffrey Epstein estate. That's a direct line to the legal mess of one of the most notorious criminal cases of our time. As you can imagine, this connection has led to some intense speculation online. This comment pretty much sums up what a lot of people are thinking, that this powerful, high-stakes legal background might have made the suspect feel, untouchable. Which brings us to where we are today. With the courts getting ready for their holiday break, the whole case is just surrounded by this cloud of unanswered questions, leaving everyone waiting for some kind of resolution. First things first, where is the victim's phone? Some sources say the police have it, but others claim she didn't even have one. That single device could hold everything:
texts, location data, photos. It's like a digital key to her final hours.
Authorities don't think David acted alone. Sources are claiming the body was dismembered by multiple people. So the question of who these accomplices might be is just hanging over this entire investigation. Will we ever find out? And what about his family and his managers, Robert Morgan Roth and Josh Marshall? Are they actually going to be subpoenaed? Forcing them to testify under oath might be the only way to find out what they really knew and when they knew it.
Remember, police seized a bunch of electronic devices from David's home. And when you factor in his father's expertise in electronic discovery, well, the question of what's on those devices and maybe what's been expertly deleted is more pressing than ever. And all of that leaves us with this one final thought. As the whole legal system slows down for the holidays, David is still a free man. So the ultimate question isn't just why he hasn't been arrested, it's whether this will be his last Christmas of freedom.